So students, the ICSE Chemistry 2026 exam has just finished. I got the paper in hand. I have already finished posting the solutions and the answer key to question 1 to question 6. And now we are going to begin with question number 7 and the last question 8 of section B. Now keep your question paper with you and check your answers and the estimated answers, the estimated marks you can write in the comments box. Okay, so this will be the last one of the videos of this ICSE chemistry paper. Question number 1. Carbon reacts with an acid to form carbon dioxide along with nitrogen and water. So definitely carbon has been reacted with HNO3 conc, and that is going to give me CO2 plus for HNO3 we will get this. Name the acid used in the reaction. It will be concentrated and spell it out. Don't write the formula. Okay, nitric acid. You must mention concentrated or dilute. If you don't write, you will lose that mark. Give balanced chemical equation for the reaction. I've already written this. So it will be 4 here. So 2H2O. So 4NO2. 4 3 is 12, 8 and 4 2 is 8 to 10 to 12. So the reaction is balanced. So this is the reaction for B. Let us come to this. Bauxite is the principal ore used in the commercial extraction of aluminium. The Bayer's process is used to refine bauxite to pure alumina, with caustic soda, that is NaOH, playing a crucial role in the initial stage of the process. Based on this, answer the following questions. Explain the reason behind caustic soda during the Bayer's process. What we have to write over here is about the impurities. What are the impurities? Fe2O3 and SiO2. These are not amphoteric. And therefore they cannot dissolve in concentrated NaOH solution. So they settle down, whereas Al2O3 being only amphoteric, okay, it is amphoteric, it will be dissolving, it dissolves in NaOH. I'm writing it in short, okay, NaOH, and can be separated as the filtrate. Give balanced chemical equation representing the reaction between bauxite and caustic soda. You remember your first reaction, Al2O3 dot 2H2O plus 2 NaOH. What is the temperature? 150 to 200, and it will give us 2 NaAlO2, correct, plus 3H2O. So write the conditions, everything properly, and that is your answer B. We come to give one relevant observation for the following. Sodium hydroxide is added dropwise to calcium nitrate solution. If it is sodium hydroxide, it will give me calcium hydroxide, and calcium hydroxide will be milky white precipitate. So your observation will be milky white precipitate of CaOH twice is formed, which is insoluble in excess NaOH solution. Underline the keywords insoluble. Dilute HCl added to iron 2 sulfide. Sulfide will form H2S gas. So you will say the description of it means it will be a colorless H2S gas smelling of rotten eggs is evolved, and then you are going to say which turns moist lead acetate paper silvery black. Okay, we come to C. An amphoteric metal is added to hot conch alkali. Amphoteric metal, that is Zn or Al or Pb, when it is reacting with the alkali, it will form a complex salt and it will liberate H2. So what will I see as an observation? I will see what is my observation? Hydrogen, colorless, odorless, hydrogen gas is liberated, which extinguishes a glowing splinter. Don't use burning splinter, with a pop sound. Write pop in the inverted commas. So that is your one relevant observation. Let us come to the fourth subpart. We have the reactions A, B, C. Organic chemistry, you have A, we have ethanol becoming ethene. If you don't like these reactions, show the structure. Eth means 2 carbons, single bond, H and OH. So you will have HH like this, and I will have this water going off. So concentrated H2SO4 with 170 degrees C will give us C double bond C, and this would be our reaction plus H2O. So this is your A reaction. For B reaction, we have ethanol and ethyl acetate. So C2H5OH. And if I want an acetate, I will have CH3COO. Ethyl means C2H5 will be here. So I will have to use this over here. So CH3COO, and I'll take the acetic acid, and this will be conch H2SO4, and here it is dry HCl gas. So we have this H and this OH forming water, and is the esterification reaction. This part will go there. C reaction, ethanol with carbon dioxide and water. So ethanol is C2H5OH, and it will have to be combustion, which will give me CO2 and H2O. Alright, now how many carbons do you see? 2 carbons. Oh, if I write 2 carbons here, how many H's I see? 3. So I'll have to write 3, but now there are 6 hydrogens. So 6 hydrogens is correct. C is 2. Now how many oxygens do I see here? 4 and 3, 7. How many are here? 3 H2O. This will have to be an even number. So I cannot write here. I'll have to write 6 here. So 12, which means I'll have to write 2 here. And this will be 4 here. How many oxygens do you see? 8 and 6, 14. Correct? Double check. 4 carbon, 6 to 12, 12 hydrogens, and 14, 1 minute, 14 and 2, 16. What did I get here? 8 and 6. Oops, made a mistake here. Good, I double checked. This is 8 and 6, 14. 14 oxygens, out of that 2 are here. So 12. So it will be 1 minute. I'm getting 6 here then. Have I made a mistake here? Oh, I made a mistake here. 8 and 6, 14. 14 minus 2, so this is 6, but then there's a common factor here. So what should I write below this? C2H5OH plus 3O2 gives 2CO2 plus 3H2O. This is up arrow. Now double check 2C, 2C. How many H's? 6 here and 6 here. How many O's? 6 and 1, 7. And this is 4 and 3, 7. Yeah, this is correct. I don't know initially what I did. Okay. Anyway, my mistake. So this is the correct reaction of C. Let us come to question number 8. Question number 8. 1, 2, 3. It's a 2-mark question. Okay, let us look at our working. We'll need some space for working. Let us look at it. 5.6 liters of gas Z weighs 32 grams at STP. What is the molecular weight and vapor density of Z? So we have, let us write down the data. They are having volume of Z is 5.6 liters. The mass of Z is 32 gram. They are asking for molecular weight of Z and the vapor density. Now molecular weight means it should have volume equal to 22.4 liters at STP. Because volume has been given, I have to think of the mass and the molecular weight and the volume. So I am going to have the volume at STP as my first column and the mass of Z as the second column. If it is 1 mole of a substance, 22.4 liters at STP will have, oh no, 1 second. I have to find the weight of 22.4. So I'm going to take the volume as 5.6 liters at STP and the mass is 32 gram. So if it is 22.4 liters, then X. And then I will say the mass of 22.4 liters means it will be the molecular weight is going to be equal to X, because X is the mass of 1 mole means 22.4 liters of it. And I will take the numbers across, I will multiply and divide by. So 56 ones and 4s. So we have 4 2s 8, 4 3s 12. 128 is the molecular weight. So this is your answer 1. Vapor density. I will say molecular weight is equal to 2 into vapor density. Therefore, vapor density is equal to molecular weight upon 2, which is 128 upon 2, which is 64. And that is your answer 1 also. Now for the second part, name the following. Most electronegative element This seems to be a very easy paper. In period 2, it will be fluorine. That will be group 17, right? The largest atom of period 3. Period 3 starts with sodium and the atomic size decreases. So largest will be sodium. We come to the third subpart. Given below are the few elements Li, K, Ca and F. Identify the element. Now here, little bit of periodic table you will have to write. So period 2, period 3 and period 4. We have lithium here, potassium here, Ca here and fluorine is here. They are telling you largest atomic size. Now remember, ATM decreases this way and this way it increases and this way again it's decreasing. So the maximum will be here, atomic size. So the first part has the least atomic radius. Oops, I did ulta. So the least will be here. This way is the smaller size and smaller of the smaller. So it will be fluorine. We come to has 2 valence electron, means calcium, because it will be in group 2, and the most electropositive will be this way. The one which will have the maximum atomic size means potassium. The problem is that I wrote all these, but they have given me the symbols. So I need to write this also so that the examiner doesn't cut my marks. I gave you the symbols. Who told you to write this? Okay, so write both. Doesn't matter if you write little extra. KLM are the beakers containing different solutions as shown below. Aqueous, acetic acid, sodium chloride, distilled water. Ions and molecules. Now sodium chloride is going to be ionic compound, so they will be maximum ions. Aqueous acetic acid is a weak, so it will have ions plus molecules. This is what you should have happening in your thought process, and this will be only molecules. pH for distilled water is going to be 7. I can see this. If this is aqueous acetic acid, the pH is going to be less than 7. Now this is with hydrolysis of salts, which is not part of the syllabus. So this is the only one out of the syllabus they have asked you. Anyway, let us see how we can get this. Contains only ions will be this sodium chloride because it is ionic compound. B is contains only molecules will be M, and C pH less than 7. Now less than 7 will be K. All right. Now forgive me. For this pH it is out of syllabus, but they didn't ask the pH. It's from the syllabus. Okay, it's not out of syllabus. I got a little fooled with that. So that is your fourth part, and that was the last question. Now total up your marks of best of 4 in section B and comment in the comment box how many expected marks you're having, and we stop here for this. All the best for the remaining papers. Bye.